Hey, hey, hey.
How are you?
That's what I say every week. I'm like, hey,
You
hey,
do?
hey.
I don't even pay attention. What's going on?
I'm tired. Remember last week I had so much energy and I was annoying. Today I'm
I don't know that you've ever had tons of energy. You're always tired.
I'm always tired at night.
Kristin has a talent of being able to drink a Red Bull and go to sleep.
That's for sure. A cup of coffee, go to sleep. Diet Coke, go to sleep.
I can actually drink a cup of coffee
when
like
you
in the
go
evening.
hard all day, it
Sometimes
catches
it's just
me.
not enough. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I can drink a cup of coffee in the evening and still go to sleep some nights.
You know what? I wish that they had a plan on Interstate 71 that was for frequent flyers. That you got points.
You would be a millionaire.
I would have so many points. I'd be going to the private lounge.
So we...
If Sheetz gas station.
Oh my gosh. Do you know
had
that
a private
Kristin...
lounge, I'd be in it.
Kristin has been at the Sheetz gas station in Lodi at 71, on 71.
Hi, friends.
3 days in a row now.
Tomorrow's going to be 4.
Tomorrow will be 4, and Thursday will be 5.
If I stop.
Oh, yeah.
But they do have cheap gas there.
Well, I'm now out of gas again, so I need gas again. But
gas
I'm
and
not
diesel
driving back
there
there.
really works for me. And it's a clean gas station with a nice bathroom.
it is clean.
The employees
snacks.
there maybe try to double charge you.
They tried to double charge me. And I was like, ma'am, I already paid. She's like, no,
How did she not know you paid?
I don't know.
We're
And so
literally
then I had
buying
to,
junk in the line at the gas station, like snacks.
Let me tell you. Okay, hold on. I got to start this story.
This is a good segue.
All right, this is actually a great segue. So Sunday night, we had tickets. Thank you to Kristin's brother, Alex.
Thank you, Uncle Ali.
Olivia is a big fan of a band called
Backseat Lovers.
Backseat Lovers, and they were playing at Kemba Live down in Columbus, and
Which happens to be my brother's employer.
correct. So he was able to get us some awesome tickets, and they were super VIP. We had this great little.
And that does not happen, hardly ever does he get those.
So cool. And this is a great little venue if you've never been
5,000
there.
people or less.
It's very small, so it's very
intimate.
Intimate, yeah.
Everybody's close.
So if you've ever been to Blossom in Cleveland, it's great because it's a big amphitheater and you can sit on the grass. And this kind of gave me that vibe, but in a much smaller
We
aspect.
had a table and we had chairs and
Yeah.
we could sit at a concert.
We were literally able to sit at the table, and everyone else behind us. There were probably only maybe 20 tables.
Yeah.
Everyone else was on the grass, so it was really, really cool. So we get there, and we were able to avoid the line to get in. We had special line pass to get in.
We were VIPs.
We
This
were
is how I
a big
wanna do
deal.
concerts.
We were a big deal.
Let's talk about the line. The line, we get downtown, around the block.
It was
back.
so long. I guess that the doors opened at 6, and we got there.
thought the concert
We thought
started at 6.
This is how old we are. This is how old we are. So we definitely brought up the average age there by quite a bit.
We weren't the oldest.
We were not
but
the oldest.
Definitely,
We were
towards the top of the
We
spectrum.
were in the age bracket for sure. So anyways, we go to the concert. We leave my house about 2:30 or so. We get to Columbus. Liv wanted to do a little birthday shopping because she had some birthday money. So we went to Polaris, did a little shopping.
Got some makeup. Sephora, we love you.
Kristin had a good time in Sephora.
I got a new bronzer.
Mm-hmm.
I got a new highlighter. Mm-hmm. And I got a new lipstick.
Yeah, which didn't go. The lipstick didn't do so
well. I think it didn't go well because I put the lip gloss over it. Okay. I think the gloss didn't work.
That's what it was. So anyways.
Well, I hope the lipstick works. It was $24.
I know, but I think that it was too dark for you.
Oh, no, I like the color.
Okay. So
anyways. You said you liked it too. You don't like it?
I was being nice. I did not like it on you the way it looked after the fact. When it was bleeding down your lips.
Oh, no, that wasn't good.
Like
I have wrinkles like I'm a smoker.
I did say, older ladies, when they've smoked for a million years, they get that, those wrinkles.
I'm not a smoker.
She's not, but you.
My mom does the same thing.
Normally have those, but I notice them when you wear a darker lipstick. I would not have noticed those unless you had a darker lipstick.
Maybe I need Botox.
So
there.
no, I think that's why I don't like the dark lipstick on you.
Do you see it how slunched I am? And if you're watching on YouTube, and I'm this the same height as you.
We stood next to each other the other day. I have insanely long legs, and she has an insanely long torso. Yeah. But we are the same height. Okay, so anyways, we get to the concert. The concert doesn't even start. We've been sitting in there for an hour and a half. We've eaten an entire pizza. I am gluten-free. I paid for that today.
Ooh, it's so good. It was worth it.
It was very good. We had a drink. We hung with the girls. They
had
wanted
a VIP
to get
tent. It rained. We went under the tent.
They wanted to get T-shirts. You guys,
oh
T-shirts at this concert, $50 for a
Sweatshirts,
T-shirt. $80. Are you kidding me? So some girl in line was like, "Pro tip: order it on Etsy for $30." We were like, okay. So we order the girls' shirts on Etsy. We're all excited, which P.S. they said they were delivered today. They were not, so I have to research this and find out. Yeah. So that's a whole other thing.
Someone stole the Backseat
Someone
Lover
has
t-shirts.
stolen
Campbell
their
even said,
t-shirts.
I wonder when they're coming. I'm
well,
like,
it said originally the 27th, and so today would have been early. So I'm going to give it one more day and wait and see. But anyways, the concert has not started yet, but we have done all of these things, and it's raining, and we go under the VIP tent, which
we did learn life lessons.
We taught the girls, do not leave your drink alone.
Even if it's a water bottle,
one,
because at places they don't give you the caps to the water bottle, because apparently it's the new thing. I mean, this probably hasn't been new, but they like throw them at the artists.
They like do that thing where you like
ping, flick it.
So anyways, it began raining much harder. This whole time it had been lightning and thundering off and on.
Yeah, for sure.
And then all of a sudden, like an hour and a half after we're there, an announcement comes on, and they're like, "We are evacuating the facility." I'm sorry, what?
Head to the parking garage.
Leave, basically.
Get out.
It was, you don't have to go home, but you can't
don't
stay here. So, but they did not cancel the concert. So they're like, stay close, stay close.
So I did talk to my brother. First of all, this like has barely ever happened. And it is totally up to the band. So the band has total control of the situation. The band does not get paid by the venue unless they perform.
So the band
delayed. Yeah. So Kemba live took a lot of flack.
But they are getting the PR nightmare.
They're getting the PR nightmare for it.
So they so it pushed back.
We said we'd wait 30.
We told the girls, we're like, okay, we're gonna wait a half hour. So we waited in the garage.
Pro tip number 2:
definitely
if there's an evacuation and there's a tornado warning, wait on the bottom floor.
Don't go to the 4th floor where we went.
If there's no tornado, go to your car.
But when the people are smoking weed in the car next to you, roll your windows up because it stunk.
Or move your car.
Right. Or stay. Whatever you feel like doing.
Dana was quite happy to stay.
I didn't bother me very much. But anyways, so then we finally decide to leave, and we drive home in what I will honestly tell you, I've never seen lightning.
It was wild.
It was just a lot. I've never seen this much lightning driving home. So we drove all the way back to Cleveland 2.5 hours later, got home at midnight. While we were driving, Kristen's like, I'm like, hey, she's like, are you tired? I'm like, no, as long as you stay up and chat with me, I'm good. She's like, okay, great. 4 minutes into the ride.
4 minutes.
It was 4 minutes on to getting on a 71. What?
Sounds familiar.
Oh, Tom said it sounds familiar because I do this to him. But so she's like, oh, I'm getting tired. I'm going to open this Red Bull.
I'm like, I better start it now so I have energy later.
That's what she told me. I'm going to start it now so I have energy later. I'm like, okay. All of a sudden, she's literally, I think she's awake. And she says, yeah, I know. I was going to tell you that. And I looked at her, and we had been silent. And I looked at her, and I said, what? And she said, oh, I think I was going to tell you something important, but I don't remember. I said,
I couldn't remember, and I knew it was so important.
I think you were just talking in your sleep, and you dozed off in the car, and you dreamt. And that's what happened. And then for the next hour and a half drive home, I drove with my co-pilot sleeping after her Red Bull, and I'm trying to jam to my music so that I stay awake, right? I sure was.
Every word to every song.
I don't have a bad voice, and I know the words to every song. So I weirdly know I was trying to stay awake. And every 2 minutes she says to me, I'm not exaggerating, every 2 minutes, she's like a narcoleptic person. She would be awake and be like, are you okay? Are you okay? And then just back to sleep.
I just wanted to make sure she wasn't falling to sleep.
But it was every 2 minutes. And the funny part is when I told Bill the story the next day, he goes,
the same thing to him.
Oh my gosh, she does the same thing to me. He's like, it's so annoying. Either go to sleep and leave me alone and let me jam to my music, or stay up and talk to me. But this back and forth is very annoying.
Machine, because I'm obviously not resting my body.
You think?
I'm in this
You're very stressed out while you sleep.
Yes, I'm in this very active state.
Nonetheless,
making sure everything's okay.
Yeah, I mean every 2 minutes. Are you okay?
But let me tell you, I did wake up when you got off on Wilson Mills or whatever road we were on, driving 75 miles an hour. And almost wiped out an entire deer family.
Okay, talk about now who's exaggerating. I was
There was a
going
deer family.
40 and a 35, and I know for a fact I was, because any moron that lives in that area knows do not speed over there.
Can't,
There's always a cop over there.
But it was like you were speed racing around the curves.
But I just like was going the speed limit, and it seemed.
I'm not saying like you weren't a good driver. You were taking them real
but
nice.
There were so many deer. There were a lot of deer, so we had to be careful.
Anyways,
so we didn't get home until like
home.
midnight.
But I had her drop me off at the barn. I'm like, I gotta go to my barn and do chores.
Well, we tried to call Bill and ask him to do it, but he was already
asleep.
Sleeping.
So like 12:30 in the morning,
That's the difference between our husbands. P.S.
Tom would have been awake and he would have done.
Tom was awake when I got home. He had a buddy over, and they were drinking together still.
Bill was
and Bill was like in his 10th dream.
He didn't even know I got home.
Yeah. So we tried to take the girls to a concert, and sorry, Backseat Lovers, we really wanted to see you, but and that's another thing. We were like following on social.
So this was entertaining.
So Olivia's like reading all of the comments
Twitter,
to us on
Facebook.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and finally they did end up coming back on stage at like 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night.
So we ran into a friend there that I knew. She and her daughter were there, and they stayed. So they went back in at 10. The opener performed for 40, and the Backseat Lovers performed. But Alex told me they have a 1 o'clock ordinance for sound.
So there's probably a noise ordinance.
So they have to stop.
Yeah.
So,
but still, that means that they went till 1 in the morning or midnight.
Yeah,
12:30. We would have. We would have had to stay at your parents.
We would have. And Liv had softball or
volleyball. It would have been rough. It would have just been rough. So it wasn't meant to be. But it was a fun little adventure, nonetheless.
Oh my!
We tried. And
it was kind of fun because we put makeup on the car.
Yeah,
Campbell
got all ready.
Campbell had to change her clothes. She'd been at Topgolf, and so I'm like, Campbell, you're changing clothes like you're sneaking out of the house. And
that's what I told her. I go,
outfit.
this is like you're like in trouble. Like you're changing your clothes to go out. Yeah, but it was fun. It was fun to be with the girls, and it was great.
This was like our pregame for the Pink concert.
Yeah, we're going in November. That's going to be fun and exciting.
You know that concert is the night before we leave for Louisville.
No.
The night before.
Are you going to back out on me?
No, we're not. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Can't back out on these tickets. When you go to a concert, you commit to money. The concert industry.
We committed to a lot of money on this one.
Oh, Pink. You better be good.
You better be good.
That's all I gotta
think she's
say.
going to be good because I've heard she.
It's
really
going to be a
puts on
showcase.
show.
It's going to be like a Garth Brooks concert. Like it's going to be so good.
I'm sure she. I don't. I've never.
Well,
seen
Garth Brooks puts on a
concert.
really good concert.
guess.
It's
I've
like an
never seen
entertainment 3 hours, and that's what she'll do. It'll be acrobatics. It'll be all the stuff.
Well, okay. Anyways,
It'll be good.
What
so
else?
leading into this, milk it does leave a body good. My sister.
That's the worst segue I've ever heard.
It does do a body good.
I know, but we weren't talking about it, so it's a bad segue. Go on.
No. My sister, she doesn't listen, so it's fine.
We can talk all the smack about her we want. She's not going to know.
She is, I wouldn't say obsessed with breastfeeding because I'm sure there's people who are more obsessed.
I don't think she's obsessed with breastfeeding. She's obsessed with breast milk. That's what
she
she's
wants
obsessed
to
with.
like savor everything. Like she wanted to have jewelry made out of her breast milk, but it costs a lot of money. I mean, I can imagine, right? Shipping your breast milk off. So she has a friend who experimented with making your breast milk into jewelry. So she had saved Archie, who is 3, his breast, like the breast milk that she produced for
That
him.
has got to be bad by now.
And then she saved Olive's, who's 1. So she, of course, had some of her milk from there. And then she had it made into jewelry. But more scarily,
That's not a word.
more scaredy cat? What's the word? More,
Oh my gosh.
it's expensive.
Holy cow.
Anyways, she had soap made out of her breast milk.
You guys, I'm looking this up online.
Soap. I'm like, if I'm not, you better not be giving me any soap because I'm not taking it.
I mean, that's not clean by PS. Like,
That's
that is
gross.
not an antibacterial soap.
No.
That's how COVID
It's
started.
disgusting. And yes, hers looks like this. It's like white, like creamy, milky.
There's this jewelry. Like, look at this. It's a
Like,
beautiful ring, but it's $275 and it's made of breast milk.
What would you need that for? Like, what does that say? Like, oh, I love my baby so much I have my breast milk made?
That's just odd to me.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. So just
To
get
each his
enlighten
own.
us. Or anyone else who has breast
These
milk
are
jewelry.
things that I personally
I
would like
breastfed
not.
for 1 year, maybe a little longer with both of them. I breastfed
Wait. How much longer?
like till they were 2.
I love how she's like, 1 year, maybe a
I'm
little
just
longer.
kidding.
No,
Just
you're
kidding.
not.
No, I was.
Did
I
they
think it
come
was
and
Campbell.
like lift your shirt up?
No, Campbell I think was probably like 14 months maybe. Same with Parker. And it was just at night at the end.
They were lifting her shirt up in public.
They were not. Like, that's like the sign. When they can have,
that's what I'm saying.
When they have food on their face and they're like, mommy,
yeah.
like, you do not need to be breastfeeding your kid.
You're
I'm sorry. Like,
it's over.
I'm probably offending some people.
I'm sure we are. And I can appreciate that you have a great bond with your kid, but there's other ways to get a bond.
Yeah, I mean, and I love
at that
breastfeeding.
point,
It works for me.
But
I
genuinely,
it's good for you.
Well, no, whatever.
When you're breastfeeding till they're 2 or longer,
I think
there's
you're
no
doing
nutritional
that.
value.
That's what I was just going to say. You are not doing that for your child. You're doing that for yourself.
Maybe.
That's all right. If they were listening to us,
too.
Listen, I promise you, if they were already listening to us, they've hated me so much already for everything else I've said. This is nothing. I never breastfed.
This is a real commitment.
I never had any desire to breastfeed, and I realized that I am so in the minority, and I never even wanted to try it, and I had to literally, the one thing that I think is so awful is that I genuinely believe that this is a choice that you have, and that you should, it's completely your choice if you want to do that. You are the parent, and you know what's best for your baby, and when the nurses come in and try to force you to do it, I don't think it's right.
They don't force you anymore. Pretty much
they
now
did
they
15 years ago.
They don't anymore. They really, I'd say, were the opposite way with my sister-in-law.
It really, like, bothered me. And I held my ground because it was really important to me that as important it is for some people to breastfeed, it was just as important for me.
So here's my advice for young first-time moms or people who want to breastfeed. And it's really like something, it's a commitment. So you have to set little mini goals. Like my goal was I wanted to breastfeed for 3 months. That was my first goal.
But I have a girlfriend who literally for the first 2 or 3 months of her daughter's life, she was miserable. And it's because she wanted to breastfeed so badly. And she just couldn't. She, for one reason or another, her baby was not getting the nutrients that it needed, that she needed, and it didn't work out for her. Right. And that's okay.
So there's other options.
There are other options, and that's great. And she was able to supplement, and everything was fine. However, she beat herself up
you shouldn't do that.
Badly.
That's why I say, like, setting little mini goals. Like, and you can achieve a mini goal. If you set a goal, I'm going to breastfeed to my kids, one, might not be very realistic because it's not pleasant in the beginning. It is hard and bloody nipples.
Like, you don't know what kind of
clogged
what's
ducts.
going to happen. You don't know what it's going to be like.
So I set little mini goals, and it was 3, and then it was 6, and then it was 9, and then it was 1, and then I'm like, okay, I can totally do this. Like, this works for me.
I'm glad that it worked for you.
But it doesn't work for everybody. So just set mini goals for yourself so you don't have huge disappointment if it doesn't work.
But if you are one of the very few people that have zero interest in doing it, there's nothing wrong with you. I'm just putting it out there.
That's okay. Danna eats babies for breakfast.
That's freaking weird that you would even say that. Like, what are you talking about?
She doesn't like babies.
I don't have a problem with babies. I just don't want to breastfeed them.
I don't want to breastfeed a baby anymore either.
What are you even talking about?
Your boobs are probably in better shape than mine are.
Because I didn't breastfeed.
I don't have any.
Oh my God, speaking of which, so we went to this craft show the other day, and I had to drive in the back. Well, I had to ride, I should say,
gosh.
in the back of Bill's truck because I went with
basically,
I know, but I basically went with my parents. That's what I always say when I go with
Bill
them.
And it was a work
I said it was a work function
event,
because the lady, Stephanie, that makes our candles.
We love you, Stephanie, Fritz and Fern, and Polly from Georgie Emerson.
They are wonderful, and we went to go see them at this summer series show, summer market in Lorraine. Anyways, it's about an hour from us, and Bill's truck is quite bumpy in the back, and the road was quite bumpy. And let's just say that I would have benefited from a sports bra that day.
Full supporting bra.
That what I was wearing was not cutting it.
Okay, so I have to tell you really quickly, we have a couple minutes left about what happened to me today.
Yes.
Danna has already said that when I think things are funny, they're not necessarily funny. So
I do not know this story, by the way.
I didn't tell her because I'm like, I think you just need to wait. So
because it's probably not good.
Jack and Parker had to have like his, what did he have? Ingrown toenail fixed today. So he went. So Bill took care of that. He's okay. So Jack and Campbell and I had to go like do some dealings with some fowl. So we had to go swap out some birds. So we met in Waverly, Ohio, which is in Scioto County in, southern Ohio. We met our good friend there in the Rural King parking lot of the Waverly community. We were moving the bird back and forth, and I just really wanted to look at the bird. And it was in this old tomato box, which is actually very vintage. So I'm thinking, this is probably worth some money.
If you grew up with me, you are not following this story.
So we're in the Rural King parking lot. Did we go into Rural King? No way. We're making a dealie in the parking lot. And I just lifted up the box because I wanted to see what this bird looked like. And out to the box, pushes through the top, bird escapes. Bird flies over the truck.
What kind of bird is this?
It was a single comb. Oh my gosh, a white leghorn.
I don't know what that means.
It's just a white bird, a white breeding bird.
Is it a chicken?
A chicken.
So just say it was a chicken.
A chicken. It was a chicken.
Why would you go into all that? Just say it's a chicken.
Anyways, whatever. It was a chicken. It is flying higher than I've ever in my entire life seen a chicken fly in the Rural King parking lot full of cars flying through the air. Minivan stopping, windows rolling down, people videotaping with their cameras. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. And this family rolls their window down. It's like, is everything okay? And we're like, no, sorry, our bird's under your car. And they're like, we're not moving. So then there's this man. I mean, Scioto County is like Southern Ohio, good people. He has no top teeth. He has a cigarette that's like, you know how when it like sticks to your lip, but it's like hanging there, but you can still talk and it's there, hanging out of his mouth. And he's like, hey guys, I got a net in my truck. Do you want me to help you? And we're like, that would be great. So he goes and pulls out this huge fishing net because he said, I'm going fishing next. So Tim, our bird friend, is over here. Like, we're all gathered around the cart corral at the Rural King. And this man goes with his net, catches the bird. And he's like, that's a really nice gamecock you got there.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, these are my people. And like all the kids are like, yay! There's people watching, like this lady. But I'm telling you, this is not the first time that this has happened in the Rural King because nobody was like freaking out.
This is not normal.
It's not normal. And I said, Tim, I'm sure this is not the first time. He's like, oh my gosh, this is probably an everyday occurrence down here in Scioto County. And we also we're like setting up shop, like we're like honing in around the bird, ready to capture it. Anyways, we caught the bird and it was all good, but it was quite the sight. I wish we could have videotaped. I'm telling you, that bird.
I don't even know
flying high contest. I mean, is that not hilarious?
Hilarious.
Hopefully that lifted your foul mood for the day, friends.
I'm embarrassed for you. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
Until next time.
Goodbye.